What up from sunny
We are live.
Florida?
Cheers.
Cheers. Monday, snow day for 3 of us. Mr. John from A&J Outdoors is down in the Florida Keys. 80-degree weather, and it's below freezing for the rest of us.
And he's rubbing it in. If this was an episode of Pee Wee's Playhouse, the word where everybody's screaming and shouting is keys or palm trees.
Yeah. What, those right there? That's above my head?
Yeah, exactly. See what I'm saying? Can't go 30 seconds.
Administrative note, I can't chat or do any of that right now. So, but I can see the chat.
Have you got any iguanas climbing up those trees?
So the place we're staying at, Audrey's aunt and uncle rents. The next door neighbor is the owner of it. He has a real nice house, and he has this custom made rifle with a silencer. So there aren't any iguanas in this area.
Man, I was gonna say that's one of the things I'd look forward. Like I'd be out there with a pellet gun if I was hanging out with you right now.
I would think it's cold. Well, it's not cold there. I was thinking it's cold here. They'd fall off trees. But wasn't there a while ago it got cold down there and they were actually falling off the trees?
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
It's funny. This cold front's coming like halfway down Florida, and then it just goes up. So down at the Keys here, no cold front. We might get some rain from it.
John, is that a tree that's growing through the roof of the house there behind you?
That is like a patio cover, and yes, that is a tree at the point right there.
Yep.
That is growing through it. Instead of taking out the tree, they just put a hole in the roof.
Nice.
Kind of cool.
My place.
I've seen people do that up here with pine trees. They didn't want to cut the pine tree down, so they just framed the roof around it.
So they got the boat lift over that way. The little dock back there is where we were fishing, catching some mangrove snapper. Little fish cleaning station right over my head. Haven't got out on the boat yet, but that should be happening this week. Our friend who has the boat down here had family down, so they've been out snorkeling and diving. And I went out today, caught shark, snapper, whatnot. So not tomorrow because he's wore out, but probably I'm thinking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday time frame we'll get out on the boat.
Which key are you actually? Which key are you staying on, John? Which one of the keys?
So we're at Taverner, which is in between. You know where it's at?
Yeah, yeah, I've been there.
Just below Key Largo, just before Isla
Mirada. Yep. Have you stopped into the Bass Pro Shop in Isla Mirada yet?
We went to one. Where was that? I think it was in Isla Mirada. They call it something else.
Yeah, it's on the right-hand side as you're going south. Yep. The big white building. Yep.
Bar out there on the water. That picture you guys might have seen with the tarpon in it. That was right there by the bar in the water.
I was wondering about that. They don't let you cast a lure out there by them bars, though, do they?
No, they won't. They won't let you. No. There are places I went to. If you guys follow Nick Stanzik at all, we went down to Bud Mary's, and they'll let you feed them down there. But we didn't get a chance to do that. We were there like too early. We were like there around noon, so none of the boats had come in yet with their catch. Mm-hmm.
I noticed you made it to the southernmost part of the U.S. I've not got there yet. Someday, I'm going to get there someday.
You know, being honest, if I was younger, I'd probably enjoy it more. But for me, it was so touristy and crowded, and it was crazy down there. It was crazy. I love it where we're at right here because it's not as popular as Key West, so it's not as crazy as Key West. But Key West, that's a place to go if you want to do the tourist thing. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it's taken over by tourism, which you can't blame them.
And I'm not big into touristy stuff, but we kind of talked about it behind the scenes. I'm a huge Hemingway fan, and he's got a big presence in that area. It's always fun. I think he's got a house where his wife made him build a pool, And then he went off and he had his, like diversions he was doing. She ended up divorcing him and he was all mad about the pool. So he throws this penny at her. He says, well, here, take my last red cent. She ended up having that cemented into the pool.
Yeah, I like Hemingway. It was cool. There's a lot of stuff about him down there. I've sent you guys a picture of the rum, Hemingway Rum Company. And then one of the bars we were in, they had his skis from when he had skied the Swiss Alps up on the wall. And they had a bunch of stories and stuff about him. That stuff was pretty neat. And when we went in any place, it was like we got right in and seating. So it wasn't that kind of crowded, but on the roads walking around. And there's about a 20-minute wait at that, the furthest south point, in a line to get up there to do your pictures. So that was the bad part about it. But getting inside places, it was fun. Food was good. We enjoyed ourselves. We had a good time. Food and drinks are both good.
I got to ask a question that's been asked on the chat. Haulin Ash look transformed. Transformed to what? Do I look different? Or did my lights go out?
You got that light fixed.
Yeah, you look just as ugly as ever to me. Oh, I just lost him.
And he starts buffering. Uh-oh, he's gone.
Oh, shoot.
He hit a button. He was wondering what was going on, so he went to hit a button, and he canceled himself out.
Yep. Somebody said something to him, and he hurt his feelings. He's out.
He's a delicate flower. Don't make fun of him.
He's back. There he is.
I'm telling you,
feelings.
There's demons that live in this computer. They just kick me off whenever they want to. I didn't even touch a button this time.
Sure you didn't, sir.
Oh. So I missed what I've transformed. I missed what you guys had to say. It don't matter. You can tell me later.
There's a lot of resin you behind your back.
We got Cody from After 5 Outdoors, Taylor from Pure Living for Outdoors, Laura Bruno, Justin's Fishing Fetish, David Martin. Good to see everybody. You just tuning in. We got John from A&J Outdoors in the Florida Keys telling us all about it.
Don't hate. Don't hate.
Yeah, Mr. David Martin saying we didn't coordinate the blue shirts today. For one, there's a couple of issues with that. For one, it's super, super cold, and I am shut down, for starters. For second, John's had a whole lot to drink. He's down in the Keys, and he's been drinking since like 10 o'clock this morning.
That's true.
So, what are you going to do?
But you do have a blue shirt on, don't you? It looks like it.
Yeah, I mean, same blue shirt I've been wearing the last 3 days because I can't take a shower.
I've got blue on my shirt.
She's got blue on.
I had to wear my new free shirt from Playing Hooky.
I like that shirt.
Where we at?
Nice.
Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Representing.
Does it have anything on the back?
No, it's blank on the back.
Okay.
So speaking of Florida, I see Jeff Bottom popped in here. I don't know if he's still in here, but he's heading down to Florida Friday. I think he said Fort Myers area, so he'll be in that same state with you, John.
Very cool.
He goes
It's
down
nice
every
down
year.
here. Actually got a little warm today. I had to seek out some shade, even though we have a nice breeze typically with shade. Oh, Farmall Fanatic. Boom.
There he is.
Farmall. 10. Thank you, Farmall. I don't know if that snow's made it over that way yet or not. I think it's headed his way in Pennsylvania. Appreciate it, Farmall.
Nicholas Pouliot. Hello, Nick.
What's up, Nick?
I think Nick called in Playing Hooky today from work since he got a little bit of snow.
Hey, I don't know how I'm going to spin this yet. I hadn't figured it out, but I told you guys we had some issues coming back from Cozumel with the airline. I told you I had a dispute that I put in with them. I got a resolution to my dispute. They gave us they refunded our money from the flight home. So not enough to get us tickets back to Cozumel. It may, offset that if that's the direction we go. There's a possibility I'm going that we're looking into doing California later. But we might turn that into Florida. So, John, I might be right on your heels for a Florida trip.
Do it.
Yeah.
You won't regret it. Look at that. After 5
No.
outdoors, boom, 5 spot.
Nice.
Appreciate it, Cody. Thank you so much. Oh, I hate to see our heating bill. Our heater went out Thursday. I had to get a new part put on it, and then it hadn't quit running since.
Dang. So your heater's still out?
No, we got it fixed. I texted the guy at like 6:30 in the morning. He had it fixed by noon. It was the inducer.
Nice. At least you got it fixed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cold. I'd say we've got a good 5 inches, if not 6 inches of snow out there on the ground.
Yeah, everybody looks comfortable and warm in T-shirts and short sleeve shirts except for one.
Yep.
One of these guys just ain't like the others.
One of us is fairly uncomfortable at the moment, and it keeps getting worse.
Oh, man. It's funny. We got Steve Ash from Michigan.
Yeah.
He's all comfortable in short sleeve shirts. And we got Stanley from South Texas.
I don't do cold. I do not. I know I'm doing the full beard and everything. Like I'm going full on, mountain man on this one.
Your snowmobile suits.
I do not do cold, man. I can do 110 degrees like in nobody's business. But you get down below, like 65 and I'm done.
And it's that in the house, right?
Yeah. And I'm at 62 in the house. Every single heater, I got the window units, I got the space heaters, I got lights, I got the oven running over here, and I cannot get my house over 62 degrees.
Just be careful, brother. Just be careful.
Yeah, we may end up at my parents' house tonight. We're keeping an eye on that as an option.
That sounds like a good option.
We're just not built for weather like this down here. Like the houses aren't built for it.
No, they're not. You're right.
Well, I got to tell you, it's 78 degrees in my house. And I don't try to keep it that warm. My wife likes to be warm. And honestly, when my fingers get cold, if I'm working outside, I got to get them warmed back up. But our house just heats real well. We got a pellet stove down in the basement that we heat our house with, and it's cranking out 78 degrees. And so I'm down in the basement where it's actually cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I could send some of this heat to you, Stanley.
Man, I'll take it. I will take it. That's for sure. We're not bad at it. Like at night, we lock everything down. We have the 2 bedrooms, Savannah's room and our room, and so the space heaters go in there, and then we have the central runs, and that's kind of that. We don't need to run absolutely everything in the house all night long for that. That's just kind of during the day. At night, we can pack up in the room and we're all right. It's not as bad. Now the rolling blackouts, that's going to be a different issue. If it blacks out here, I'm out. I'm going to my parents. Sorry, guys. That's just how that's going to go.
How far away does your parents live, Stanley?
About 20 minutes. Not far.
Oh, yeah.
They have a generator?
No, they don't have a generator. But over there, they got a little bit of land and stuff. So our worst case scenario over there, I can make a fire. We can go outside and I can build a little campfire. We can kind of hang out. They have a wood burning stove, so there's different options available over there.
Yeah. So I hate to bring up Florida again, John, but what more fishing are you going to be doing? You got any more plans?
Yeah. I want to hear about this. I do want to hear about the warm stuff.
Yeah. So we've been doing a lot of tourist stuff. We've been fishing off the back dock here, catching some mangrove snapper and dealing with these Bermuda chubs that you throw a bait in there, they're all over it before anything else gets a chance to eat it. But we got a couple keeper snapper today. We're going to make some fish tacos probably. And
nice.
Then Bill's been out on the boat a lot with his family. So I think he needs a day off tomorrow. So maybe Wednesday or Thursday we'll get out on the boat with them and see what we can find. They've been catching pretty good. Got some snapper today, got a shark and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to getting out there on the water. It'd be nice. It was rough out there for them today, but they made it happen.
Justin Randall, hello. Southern Blessed Homestead. Thanks for coming in. PD Fishing. We're talking about nice warm weather in Florida with John. That's the only place anything's up. The temperature's up for him.
Anybody doing some ice fishing up there where it's cold, guys? Stanley
Yep.
doing the ice?
I got a story about that. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Grant?
Well, our lake was actually, we got freezing rain on Thursday, and they closed the lake Thursday afternoon. So we're closed down here.
Damn.
They shut us down for fishing down here, John. The Texas Parks and Wildlife, they shut it down. Because of the freeze, a lot of the fish in our bays and in areas around here, they're not used to temperatures like this and a cold snap, so they're all going belly up, and they're still alive, but you'll have these massive bull reds and sow trout and everything else just kind of floating along there. And so and that on top of like the spaces that they can go to are limited because of the temperature. So it is so easy to go there, and like 100 people will pile up in an area the size of the living room to catch every single redfish in Corpus Christi Bay. So they totally shut it down. You're not allowed to fish until the cold snap's over.
Yeah, and they're worried that cold snap is going to kill off a lot of fish, which will affect.
Yeah, it will. It will.
Might affect the populations for years to come. So, I heard about that. There's a few holes where it's deep enough where the fish will go and be safe, but then the fishermen know where those holes are and pile up on them and start taking them all out.
And unfortunately, a-holes like myself, I have a dry suit and a spear gun. Probably don't even need a spear gun. I could probably go down there and just grab them by hand.
Yeah, you'd be warmer in your dry suit in the water than you will in your own house like that.
I would be. You're right.
Well, we got out Saturday ice fishing. It was a little tournament not too far away from here. Jeff Bottom, who's on the chat, he was there with me and my wife, my son, Jerry Toner, who's on here quite often. She was with us. There were 6 of us that went down for it. And it's a tournament for a good cause. It's for autistic kids. They had a ton of prizes they gave away, and they had different classifications for weigh-ins of fish, different species. Of course, none of us in our group won anything except, Jeff did win a door prize. But I guess I look at it, it was just a good day on the water for a good cause and support kids with autism. So it was a good day.
Yep, nothing wrong with that.
10 inches of ice, so there's plenty of ice. And the funny thing is, my wife and I are in one shanty, and we're catching a few little dinks. They're like aquarium fish. It's like somebody threw the bluegills that were in their aquarium back in the lake. And my son's catching a few good ones, and Jeff's catching a few good ones. And Jeff comes over to my shanty. He says, "How you doing?" I said, "I don't know, got a few." He says, "I'm up to 62 already." I says, "Really? 62 already? What are you using?" He says, "Haley jig." Oh, that's right. I should be using a Haley jig. So I switched over, and then we started catching fish. But
nice.
But there was no size to them at all that Judy and I were catching. So, but it's fun.
Just bluegill.
Bluegill, yep. There was somebody, I didn't see who it was that caught a 15-inch crappie through the ice. That was a big one. Nice, beautiful
That
fish.
is a big crappie.
Yeah.
You fit that through a 5-inch hole?
I don't know what size hole he had. I use 8-inch hole, but I can't, I guess you probably could if you pull on it hard enough, right?
Is that one of those things, like you ice fishermen, is that one of those things where it's kind of like a phallic competition? Who has the bigger hole in the ice, or is that just like a Texas guy's mentality?
That's a Texas thing.
I just have an 8-inch auger that I use for everything, whether it's bluegill or walleye or whatever. It's just 8-inch auger. Some people got 5, and they use that just for pan fishing, and they got a bigger one for other fish.
Huh. Never been. I don't even know if anybody around here has an auger for ice fishing.
Nope.
That's interesting to me, like considering that. I'd kind of like to see where we all stand. I've never really done it, but we all, like Grant, I kind of consider you're in Illinois, right?
Right. I'm considered Midwest.
So that's the part that confuses me, because you're Midwest, you're up there with Michigan and Wisconsin, but you're just on a different, on a parallel or something, a different parallel.
Kentucky. I mean, we're 6 hours from Chicago. Like Southern Blessed Homestead, he's south of Memphis. I'm only probably 3.5 hours from him.
Yeah. That's like mid-continent area right there. That always confuses me because also the way that they do the globe, it kind of shrinks the states up north. Like the farther north you go, the smaller the states get in order to fit them on a map. So you kind of tend to, Texas is massive and it looks massive on a map, but you kind of tend to forget how big the states are in the Midwest, how much area traverse in there.
Yeah, we're in a good location, close to several states.
I know I keep hearing you talk about Kentucky, and every time I hear you talking about coming down to do that, I don't know how far of a drive that is for us, but I know about half of that drive is Texas. So it's like, if I could just get out of Texas, it wouldn't be too hard to get to Kentucky.
Right.
Noticed someone further up the chat asked me what the temperature was here. We're sitting at, I think, about 10 degrees right now. It gets cooler down to about 0, during the night. And then it was up into the high teens last week, but this week it's projected like 10 degrees every day. So that's not going to be fun working outside.
Do you have a lot of snow?
I'd say probably 8 inches or so out there. Yeah, 8, maybe a little bit more.
You want an interesting little sidebar, little side note on that? And John, you'll kind of understand where I'm coming from with this. We are 3 weeks away from spring break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Kind of blows your mind a little bit.
It'll probably be 75, 80 by then.
Yeah, I bet we see 80s.
Mm-hmm.
We saw 80s just like a week and a half ago, something like that, a little over a week ago.
Yep.
Guys are commenting, cutting holes in the ice with chainsaws. Justin says chainsaw with olive oil is bar oil. I've never.
All right, come in and say hi. Savannah wants to say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Savannah.
She's being a ham. She wants her 15 seconds. All right.
How come she's not without much clothes as her dad?
Because she can handle it a lot better. Her mother's from Wisconsin, so they handle things a little bit different than I do.
Apparently. Dad's a wimp.
Yeah.
Hey, Wayne. Hey, guys, appreciate everybody saying hi to Savannah. Savannah, everyone and their mother is saying hello to you.
Got Wayne Pro, good to see you. Arlene, hello. So you got something lined up this week to go out on a boat, John?
Yeah, hopefully Wednesday or Thursday.
You gonna be doing any fishing off that dock in your spare time? Like, why don't you have a rod out right now?
We have been. We've got a couple mangrove snapper off of their keepers. There's a lot of muted chub, though, that are just tearing up every bait you throw out there.
I thought you were talking about that's all the stuff that came off the boat. I didn't realize those fantastic fish you're talking about were coming off of the dock right behind you.
Right back there where Uncle Leonard is fishing right now.
Nice.
I want to see some. Hey, if he catches a fish, I want to see this.
It'll be on camera. We'll get it on camera.
I don't care if it's chubs, man.
We just want to see fish being caught.
Yeah. What's it? My brother-in-law was saying up in Wisconsin. Just tell him it's walleye.
Oh, Wayne, I got to say the same thing. As far as I apologize for not watching videos too lately. I've been really busy. I'm sure I'm missing out on some great stuff there, but I've just been really swamped with trying to get work done and taking care of things that need to be taken care of. So I apologize to everybody that I've been missing watching your videos.
Yeah, there's no apologies on that. That's life happens. Yep. We also like this whole group, this whole community, the support and the networking and the everything that happens around that is far more valuable than a view. Like personally, I understand that. Don't sweat it for a second. It happens to me too. I have my ups and downs where I can't watch, but I promise I'll be the first one singing your praises.
Hey, Wayne, we're down at Taverner, and we're here till Saturday. If you feel like bringing your boat down here, let's fish off your boat too.
I can help.
Come on down.
Stanley, I guess you need to drink a stronger drink.
Working on it.
That's a big bottle.
Shiner guy, how's it going?
Big 10-4.
So Wayne is Seapo. He's the one to come in here and fish with me.
May.
Yeah, you got a date set for that yet, John?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got date set. I got airline tickets bought. We're set. It's going to be May.
Nice.
Which one is in May?
Well, I'm coming down to fish with Wayne.
Oh, I thought that was this trip.
No,
That's
this
not
trip
this one?
was with family friends. May,
And in May, you're going to Florida.
Orlando, and then my brother-in-law, my fishing buddy, who's retired from the Air Force, who's in Georgia, is going to drive down, pick me up at the airport in Orlando, then we're going to go down and fish with Stan. And actually, the way Wayne's like, hey, we can fish for 2 days if the weather's right. I'm good for that. Hopefully everything works out right.
You know, I'm kind of curious off the...
head.
What's that?
I said the wheels are turning in your head about using your ticket that
Yeah.
you got to fly down in May now, isn't it?
You know exactly where I'm going with that. I've got something going on in here where I'm thinking, how am I going to worm my way into this?
Yeah.
That's not up to me. That's up to Wayne. If he'll
Mr.
take
Martin, no. That won't be an issue. It's the issue would be how many people you can fit on the boat, because I can, if that's something that we can do, Wayne, then we can talk behind the scenes here what would take to do that, if that's something we can even do. And Mr. Martin, you're absolutely right. That is 40 Creek, sir. You got good taste.
Hey, Wayne says he's fishing with Captain Dan on Saturday. That's Florida fishing couple. So that's cool. That's a good collab, man.
I want to see that.
Forward to that. While you're fishing with him, talk to him about his audio and work on him getting better microphone, because I love their channel, but the one thing is they have not upgraded is their audio. So, but yeah, that's cool, Wayne. Looking forward to videos from that.
I've got a solution to that bigger boat thing in Florida.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
We need to get Floyd to take all of us, Wayne, Stanley, John, Grant, all of us out on his boat. He's got a big enough boat to handle us all.
I just heard Steve Ash volunteer to foot the bill for all of us to come back to Florida again to go out with Floyd. That's what I heard.
Man, your hearing is bad.
Hey, can we maybe, I don't know who goes on next week, but can we maybe invite Floyd on for one of these panel discussions, and then we can all gangbang him and be like, Floyd, we're using your boat. We're going to be all down here in Florida. We're going to treat you right. We're going to feed you. We're going to give you drinks and everything that you need, but we're borrowing your boat and we're borrowing your captainship, and we're going to take you out for a weekend.
Floyd has already said, all I got to do is get guys at the dock. He'd take us out. So he'd take us. I know he would. As far as getting on
let's do this.
So all you have to do, Steve, is get guys to the dock. So that's what I was referring to. You're getting us to the dock, and we're all set.
You guys meet me at the dock. I'll be on Floyd's boat already. And Wayne lives right there. Wayne can't be more than a couple miles away from Floyd, so he's already
so you only got to cover 3 of us.
Yeah.
You and me and
What I'm hearing is that the only thing that we need on this whole endeavor, what I'm hearing is that we just need a weekend. We need a time. That's all I'm hearing.
time, transportation, and lodging.
Logic we don't have. We will never have that. So throw that out the window.
I think he said lodging.
Yeah,
Lodging. I thought you said logic.
Wayne
I
says
suppose lodging is higher on the list.
Wayne can take 2 grown men with him.
Oh, that's me and Dell for that trip.
Yeah, I kind of figured that'd be the case.
We need to get him on the other boat with us, though. That would be cool.
I agree.
Oh, man, Audrey said as long as Steve's paying my way here, I can go. Steve's just shaking his head.
I don't know how I got hornswoggled into this.
No, I'm thinking, we could just carpool.
Carpool.
I'll even be the driver on that one.
Go a little north and get Grant. But, Steve, we ain't going to pick Steve up. We ain't going all the way to Michigan.
Steve, when you go to Florida, you usually drive?
Sometimes we drive, sometimes we fly. Judy's parents or Judy's mom lives in Orlando, and her sister and her family doesn't live too far from there. So sometimes we'll just fly into Orlando. They'll pick us up at the airport. There's been a couple times when I've just flown down to see Floyd just on my own, but typically if it's Judy and I prefer to drive. I know it takes time, but I like to have my truck down there. I can load up the cooler with fish to bring back home, things that we want to see and do along the way. I know, if you've only got a week, I can see why you want to fly down, but we like to take 2 weeks, take our time driving down and driving back.
I agree with
Enjoying
that.
the ride. Yeah.
That is one of the most underappreciated things of an entire, experience like that is the drive, is everything along the way. It's about the journey, not the destination.
There you go. Yeah.
No, not when you come here to fish. It's about the destination.
He's like, nah, not when it's Florida. The goal is the palm trees in 82-degree weather and rubbing it in with your people who used to be friends.
Shiner guys, he can't help with the offshore, but he can take 1 or 2 bass fishing. Yeah, if you want to catch your PB largemouth, Shiner guy is the guy.
Hey, that's not a bad idea either, actually.
That sounds like a good time too. And it wouldn't take much to get me a PB largemouth, because my biggest is like 4.5 pounds.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm about the same on that one.
Mine's closer to 6, but he's catching 8 and 10, 11s. That'd be.
That's a fish, man.
That is a fish.
You got to throw it back though if you're with him.
Oh, I'm good with that.
Again, it's about the journey.
Yeah.
I haven't kept a largemouth bass in decades.
I did last year. Lake LBJ, we kept one, and we got to eat everything once. And I will say bass ain't bad. Like, I'd eat bass. Maybe not out of a pond, but.
Yeah. Not as good as crappie or walleye or yellow perch.
I'm not going to lie. I'm actually intrigued at the prospect of, like, one of my minor goals this year is I want to take a crack at catching Bermuda chub and taking a crack at that. Actually, come to think of it, what are you using to catch them down there? That's actually kind of a hard fish to catch. Very
hard to catch. So what happens is you put bait on, and there's at least 20 or 30 of them. Swarm your bait and just tear it apart, so the snapper don't get a chance to even get to it. But we finally caught a couple. We're catching them on cut bonita.
Wow.
We use shrimp, but shrimp, they just shred it so quickly. But the bonita, actually fillets of bonita, stay on the hook a little better. Real small hook, right? Uh-huh. They don't have a very big mouth. That's how we caught them.
We use chubs for bait offshore for like amberjack, and we couldn't catch them for the longest time. But what we ended up doing is you take a couple of apples, and we slice up the apples and use those for bait for chubs, and that's what they go for.
Well, see, we've got a chum bag out, so they're all over here. You could just throw your cast net off of here and get all the damn chubs you want.
Huh.
Yeah. You throw a piece of bait in there. I think I got some video. If not, I'll take some. You throw a piece of bait in there, and they're just on it. Just choop, chub. You'll see some parrotfish come up. They don't get a chance to get at the bait. And then once in a while, one of the mangrove snapper will get through that herd of chubs and get some bait and you hook them, but not very often.
Mm-hmm.
Hooked the barracuda, a little like 12-inch barracuda, hooked him, was reeling him in, got him up out of the water, he fell off the hook, threw the bait right back to him, he bit it again, did the same thing twice with him. It was funny.
Peacock bass. That would definitely be a fun fish to catch.
That's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
I learned they're not as far south in Florida. You got to go a little more like mid-Florida, I guess, to get the peacock bass. They're not way down here at least. But that's a bucket list too. I always thought I'd have to go back to Panama or someplace like that to catch them. But yeah, they're here in Florida now. Wayne says he's got a limit of lane snapper last week. Wow. These are tiny pieces of bonito, on light tackle. Went to make a video, and there was a blood smear on the lens the whole time. Ouch.
That hurts. That hurts, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
What is the limit of lane snapper in Florida? Is it like 10? Let's see what he says.
Oh, you know what? I'm curious too. Wayne, while you're on that topic, what's the limit for Dorado over there?
Yeah, I
Just
don't
kind
know.
of curious because we have a weird Dorado limit down here. It's like 20 a person.
That Shiner guy, I think he's saying Fort Lauderdale. That's kind of the area where you find those peacock bass. So for the lane snapper is 10. Okay.
That's nice.
I caught one in Texas. There's no
How do
limit
you-
in Texas. There's a length that has to be at least 10 inches, but there's no limit in the number.
My thing is, how do you target that stuff? And you're saying, Wayne, you're saying that there's a limit of 10 mahi? That's kind of weird.
That's
I
awesome.
thought 20 was weird. I guess you guys have a little bit more access to them than we do.
Yeah.
You can't go 3 miles out and catch mahi here. You got to go like 20 miles out.
Right. The pelagics come a lot closer to Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be on some of them, John, when you get out.
Yeah.
I think this time of year, I think even if you ask when, I think this time of year is not the time for the mahi right now.
Is that one you haven't caught yet? Is
I
that
got
right?
one in Cozumel.
Okay. Okay.
What's your target going to be when you go out this week, John?
Mutton snapper, any snapper. There's, I think, snowy grouper is still in season. They're one of the few grouper that are in season, and they like to keep the Atlantic sharp-nosed shark here. I've never even had shark, so they caught one today, so they haven't done anything with it. It'd be interesting to try that.
I thought for sure you'd say you were going to target a bottle of vodka.
No, right now it's the Jack and Coke. I've been drinking a lot of fruity drinks, a lot of rum runners. Each restaurant had their own rum runner with different fruits in it. And yeah, I've had more fruits in my body this last few days than I've had in years.
If you get into a shark, and if anybody has, like, if you get into a shark that you end up keeping and you are not able to physically do this while you are there, keep the jaws. I will bleach them for you if nobody else is able to do that. If you're not able to do that.
Very cool. Well, I might try to get the jaws from this one if they don't want to keep it themselves.
If that's the case, don't let them go to waste. Like, you can, like, it's super easy to do jaws. I don't know if you know how to do that or not. If you don't, I can walk you through the process. It's super easy.
I'm not sure how I'd get them to Texas from here, though.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Just put them in a Ziploc bag. Throw them in your suitcase.
Audrey just made a face like, is he freaking crazy? Look at you.
Have you not seen the stuff that we get in trouble for in Cozumel?
That's true. That's true.
You know how many like pounds of things we have had removed from our suitcases at customs?
Oh, you don't know how much you pay.
We don't get to make videos about that, but
we go to customs. First, our bags are overweight, and then we got too much liquor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the liquor we thought we were buying cheap cost us hundreds of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just put it in a box and mail it to Stanley.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it takes to get it home, just get it home.
No return address, just
The
in case.
process is super easy. It's worth doing. I think it is, because I don't have any hanging up, but I've got 3 or 4 sets outside. In my dad's garage, we got like 8 sets. It's just cool looking hanging on the wall. At least that's my opinion. That's my thought.
Wayne says it's great time, but they're small. Talking about the mahi right now.
Mm. They don't have a size limit on them, do they? We don't have a size limit here.
There is a
They do.
size, but it's not very big, if I understand right. Wayne, what is that size?
I think it's like 15 inches or
Yeah,
so, right in there.
somewhere in there. The peanuts.
There you go. Janice got the right idea. Send it through UPS. Let them deal with it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So when I'm here, he's saying in May, depending on conditions, mahi, sailfish, grouper, mutton, amberjack. That'll kick my butt. I haven't done that yet. Cobia, that would be awesome.
20 inches to the
could-
fork.
Could
Yeah.
do snook too if we have to do inshore, I guess, and tarpon. And so let's bucket list: no tarpon, no snook, no mutton, no cobia, no amberjack. So we could knock 4 or 5 things off my bucket list in that trip. That'd
Did
be
it all
awesome.
of a sudden get dark in Florida, John?
Yeah,
It's going down.
Okay.
What's funny is that Wayne took all that time to type in all those fish you're going to be targeting. He might as well have just wrote down the 2 or 3 fish that you're not going to target.
No chub, right?
Yeah, mullet. I'm not going to be looking for mullet.
No shark.
20 inches to the fork.
20 inches to the fork. Okay.
That's
Yes,
that's bigger than I thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got that. Their tail has like a fork thing to it there, so you measure to the inside of the fork.
Right.
Right on there. And amberjack are weird. Like at least in Texas, on amberjack, you pull the tail down and it's to the tip of the. I want to say it's to the tip of the tail. It's to the tip of the end of the fork, and it's like the only fish you measure like that.
All the freshwater fish in Texas, you squeeze their tail closed, and you measure from the end of that.
Yeah.
So no freshwater fish you measure from a fork. And the
Oh,
trout and reds are like that too.
you got it. I don't even care. I don't care what he says. I don't care what his opinion is or what the deal is. Wayne, get him onto a Jewfish. Period, bar none. A Goliath grouper. Make that happen.
A big Goliath grouper is what he's talking about. Yeah. I might have to hand that one off. I'm old and broken.
You get yourself a marlin in Jamaica. You can and will do a Jewfish.
I did that marlin, but I was in a chair with the thing. You know what I mean? I wasn't standing up and having to manhandle. Those bad boys are big,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't shy away from it.
It's like pulling up a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Be neat.
It would be neat. And again, a bucket list fish.
Yeah. Same here. I've never caught one of those. I've heard they're wonderful eating. You can't do that these days. You're not allowed to keep them,
No.
but
But yeah, I've heard just like most other groupers, they're really good to eat if you could eat them.
it makes you like, it's kind of curious, like, sturgeon. You're not allowed to eat sturgeon, but I'm curious how they taste. Like, I'm not going to, obviously, but I am curious about them.
Can't keep a sturgeon?
I didn't think you could.
Not that I know of.
I don't have a clue.
Thanks for stopping in, Justin. Get some sleep. He's got 30 hours of snow plowing ahead of him. He needs to get some
Ooh.
beauty sleep.
Yeah,
Me
get some
too.
food, brother.
Me too. I feel you, brother.
Yeah,
Be
up here
safe.
you can keep a sturgeon. I think they got limits on them. It's maybe there's only so many that you can, like, they allow you to catch. I'm really not sure how that works, but I do know that they do catch them and
You can.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I thought those were ones that you weren't even allowed to, like, you had to release them in a special kind of way or something. I didn't know you could eat them.
I guess it's wherever you're at. Just like here in Texas, you can't keep those paddle nose fish.
The
But-
oarfish.
Well, they're in Texas, but in Oklahoma, they can keep them.
Yeah. Arlene, muskies in Texas. John, do you know if we got those up north? I know that they got pickerel.
Pickerel's the best we got. We don't have northern pike and we don't have muskie. No.
Yeah.
You can go into New Mexico and find some muskie.
Really?
We got a lake just west of here, probably 15 or 20 miles that the DNR uses as a place to raise muskie. They'll raise them and then they'll stock other places. And it's quite a lake to catch muskie in. I've not caught one.
The fish of 1,000 casts or whatever they call them.
Yep. Playing Hooky says you can eat sturgeon here. I'm pretty sure that we can here too in Michigan, but I think that's kind of limited. I know that they have a big sturgeon festival up at Black Lake, which is up in the northern part of Michigan, not quite to the Upper Peninsula, that they'll have a big festival for sturgeon. Yeah, quota.
Are there tiger muskie in New Mexico? That I couldn't answer. I don't know they have muskie. I don't know what kind.
Yeah, Minnesota. I apologize. I don't mean to interrupt, but I know you guys got massive muskie up there.
I would say there are tiger muskies in New Mexico because there's actually a YouTube channel, Tiger Muskie NM.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're right about
He's
that.
on here.
Where's he been, by the way? Can somebody, like, we've all heard of this guy. Somebody here is connected with him. Somebody get on the phone with him. Tell him to get his butt in here.
Yeah.
We got questions.
Yeah, he's usually here.
Yeah.
But he might be snowed in too because Mexico got pounded with this too. But they're a little more used to it.
I gotta say, we did that Wisconsin trip this summer and did not catch a tiger muskie. Didn't catch a regular muskie. I don't know what the difference is too much, but that high up on my list of fish to catch now. Muskie and brown trout, rainbow trout, all those guys out of a stream or lake trout.
A river
So
muskie is sterile; they can't reproduce. That's interesting.
I said a tiger muskie, yeah, is a cross between a muskie and a northern pike.
Huh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I did not know that.
Does she have it? Here, hold on, folks. Live action.
Hey, and Hooky, you and I were talking about that, man. I apologize because we didn't even continue that conversation. I was right up there in your neck of the woods, man. I was about, I think I was like 3 hours south of you, something like that. And I just never got the opportunity to set something up to come and hang out. I apologize. We were absolutely like just packed with family stuff, mainly was preventing us from getting out of town. But we had a blast. Wisconsin is gorgeous.
You guys see the mangrove snapper?
Yep.
Hey.
Okay.
Is that Uncle Leonard?
Yep, that's Uncle Leonard.
Hey, Uncle Leonard, how you doing?
I'm there.
All right.
Bonnie.
Good. You're doing good.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hey.
That's Steve. You guys remember Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that he's got both of our hooks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because one came out and he still got something hanging.
Mine
Yeah.
first.
He's her fish. All right, let's go back.
You
Nice.
see it?
That's definitely a keeper. It's only 10
Oh,
inch. That's probably the biggest one.
Yes, I think
That's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'd have to say that's the first time we've actually had a fish caught on our live stream.
It is. That's true.
Uncle Leonard made it happen.
Aunt Bonnie made it happen.
Oh, and Bonnie.
And Bob,
Yeah.
good job.
Pete
Back
Pappas
up
says,
mangoes.
Pete Pappas says, bucket list lake trout trip to Standard Rock, Lake Superior. I've been there twice. I haven't caught them, but man, they've got some huge ones up there off Standard Rock, Lake Superior. Have to take me up there, Pete. Let's go sometime.
After five's got to take off. Thank you for stopping by, brother.
See you, Cody. Yeah, all these fish you guys are talking about are on my bucket list.
You know what's on my bucket list is getting you into some of those fish that are on your bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we
We
got to
need to make that
happen.
happen for Grant.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne says, catching delicious mangrove in the backyard for dinner. That's so awesome.
Totally agree.
He's the one that I'm coming in May to fish with. He fishes out of Stewartville. Cool. Yeah.
So is there a size limit on the mangrove snappers?
10 inches.
And they're a little difficult to catch. They're finicky. Like obviously in Florida it's a little bit easier. They're getting them down there and getting them. But I think, Wayne, correct me if you're wrong, you use like a 15-foot leader to when you're offshore fishing for them.
That's 3 fish today. 3.
They're finicky.
Especially mutton snapper. They'll have 20-foot freaking leaders for mutton snapper because they're real tackle shy. These guys were too. When I was fishing yesterday, we had a little weight on there and a swivel and the hook, and it was hard to get them to bite. So I cut everything off. I just did a uni to uni knot leader to the main line, which was braid, and a hook. So we're just free lining now. It's just a hook and the bait. Drop it in there, and we're throwing pieces of cut value or whatever out there every once in a while. But when you put it in there, I'll get a video of it. They just swarm it, but it's all those chubs, and the snapper are there, but they just once in a while finally get a chance to get in there and bite it. But for every 10 times you bait your hook, you might get one snap.
Playing hookies asked Pete, where do you live? I don't know if Pete caught that the question, Dave, but he lives in the Detroit area. He fishes on well, there he just answered it. He fishes on Detroit River and Lake Erie a lot.
Yeah, so Wayne says it's mutton snapper that you got to use that leader for. He's saying 40 to 50 foot long.
Quack it.
He found a sweet setup.
That's excessive.
On weight. Other folks will have a weight on there that doesn't come off, and so they'll reel it till they get to the weight, and then they hand line the fish in from there.
Yeah, yeah.
Miss Ann from Plant Obsessed, we're getting your weather down here. We got about 5 or 6 inches of snow. John's the only one enjoying some sunshine and warm weather.
Stanley's getting the snow in Texas.
Yeah, we get 1 inch of sleet, and I just freak out. I don't do this.
Hey, we got about almost 6 inches at the house in San Antonio.
I think you guys got almost as much as we got up here in Michigan, at least right now where I live. I mean, I noticed earlier that Justin said we were supposed to get 8 inches of snow tonight. That's in the Detroit area. I don't know. We might have 8 inches altogether here. That's enough for me anyway.
Up north, right? We've got 17 inches in the last 3 days.
Yeah, up north Michigan, they're getting a ton of snow. But that's the weird thing. Like in Texas, usually when it does snow, it's like a day. Ooh, look at the pretty snow, and then it's melted the next day.
And then it's gone, and it's 70 and wonderful.
Not this week. They're saying in San Antonio, there's supposed to be more snow on Wednesday. They're saying they'll have snow till Friday probably, which completely, the whole city shuts down. You can't do. They closed every road in San Antonio. That's all.
They closed down 37 in Corpus Christi, plus the Harbor Bridge, and on top of that, I'm going to the local community college here for the electrician stuff, and they closed down the online classes, like not the going to school, but the teacher who's sitting at his house and working on his computer. They shut that guy down.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, maybe they don't know how electricity.
Yeah, it might be an electricity issue.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get it, but it's also comical. It's such a Texas thing. Like 32 degrees. We're done.
What's funny is, like, you think about like when I was in Michigan, my last few years of high school, I lived in Michigan, and we had one January where every Monday we were off school because it snowed on the weekend and the plows didn't run on the weekend. But now that they're doing online schooling, there's no snow days. It's like, oh, it snowed? Who cares? You're still in school because you're online. They will never. These kids nowadays won't know what a snow day is. That's kind of sad.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been living snow days for a year and a half.
Before this year, our kids never had e-learning. That's what we got an email today. No school the rest of the week, but be sure to sign in on your e-learning account by 8 a.m.
There you go. No snow days.
I can remember when I was a kid growing up in the UP, we'd get so doggone much snow you could ride the snowmobiles anywhere. You didn't have to worry about riding over top of fence posts or anything. It was 5 foot of snow in places. Just ride your snowmobile wherever you wanted to go.
It was hurricanes for us. We had hurricane holidays.
Hey, Steve, did you have to walk uphill both ways to school and that?
Yep.
Barefoot through the briar.
Yep. Always said the snow was asshole deep to a tall Indian.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep, my dad says that. We used to have to walk to school every day in the snow, up hills, so many miles. And then when they got there, they had to start a fire. That's back in the 30s and 40s. My dad's 95 years old. So He remembers going to a little one-room country schoolhouse, and when they got there, they had to bust the ice out of the drinking vessel or whatever they called it, and then start a fire. And yeah, it was tougher, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, David Martin had somebody go through the ice. Hey, if you guys don't mind, Rachel. Oh, never mind. Okay. She was going to come and hang out, and I guess she got camera shy.
We had that up here too, David. There was about 3 or 4 snow machines that went through the ice up on Saginaw Bay this week. It happens every year. And then there was about a week ago, I think there was like 27 fishermen that were out on the ice, and the ice where the crack is opened up with the wind, and it was a big ice flow, kept moving to the east, and 27 fishermen and their snowmobiles and shanties and all that stuff was on the ice when it started sailing east. They got them off. Coast Guard got them off, of course, but it's always,
not all their stuff, right?
What's that?
They didn't get all their stuff off, right?
Well, what happens then, some of these guys have got airboats, and they'll run out with airboats and they'll retrieve that stuff. And of course, people got to pay for their snowmobiles to get all that back. But yeah, they do get it all back. These guys with airboats have a very busy time this time of year.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them out there before on videos.
Yeah.
I've seen people using them to go out and ice fish. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It's safer than anything else.
Yep.
They're just noisy as all get up.
Green Bay broke off last week. I'm not certain I understand that. Ice flow in Green Bay?
The city of Green Bay broke off?
No, I'm thinking they're talking about probably ice. Oh, I get your humor. I'm a little late to the party.
Yeah, I don't think I'll get to do any fishing this week. I think we're just going to be froze up. It's supposed to warm up next weekend, but I think John, the only one fishing this week. Steve, you going to get to do some ice fishing? Or?
No. Well, yes, I am. I take that back. It just popped in my head. My older brother, he's been bugging me to take him out ice fishing, and he's had some health issues. So he sent me a text the other day. He said, Steve, can I schedule a time to go fishing with you? It's like, damn, when your brother wants to schedule a time, that really makes you feel like crap, you know? Yes, of course, we'll make time. So I said, how far can you walk? And he said, I could probably go about 200 yards. I said, okay, well, then we're going to have to find it in the lake that's close enough that you can walk out. And he says, well, you got a snowmobile, don't you? Yeah. Well, can't we ride that? I said, no, Secretary of State shut down. I can't get my snowmobile, registered. So anyways, Friday he's coming down and we're going to go ice fishing, and maybe we'll get some bluegill to have something to show for it anyway. So that'll be fun.
That'll be cool.
Yep.
Stanley, you got some more Cozumel trip coming out this week?
I do. I got another one. Shannon, you're so awesome. I got another one coming out tomorrow that we are going to be, it's a snorkeling video. And I got Rachel sitting next to me here. You want to tell everybody about the Cozumel video we got coming out tomorrow? Snorkeling at Money Bar. The first day we were at Money Bar.
The one I fell asleep on?
Yes. You got to talk a little louder, though. And we've got like a minute and a half here, so you got to make it quick because we're making the outro stuff. I'll pour this. You talk to them.
I'm not sure. Tomorrow is Money Bar?
Yes. We drank a little bit. I don't know if she can remember which day it was.
We were there 4 days, and I think I slept 2.
Yeah.
Which was very helpful.
The very first time when we found an eel, and I went and did some snorkeling, and you hung out.
The entire first time, all we did is hunt down animals, which was great. And then I slept, and then I woke up, and then we went and hunt down more animals at the actual.
She's got to be careful about spoilers. She's not trying to spoil things that may have occurred in other episodes and stuff. Like the last episode that we just did was my computer completely going down despite having just got a new job. So,
well, and there's lots of otters.
And the whole otter thing, that was a funny little side thing there. So that's what we got coming out on Tuesday. Steve, what do you got? And we got a little mezcal for everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
The real star of Stanley Orchard. Yeah, you're right about that, Steve. You are absolutely right.
Avid Outdoors asks, I feel bad for you people in Michigan. You mean to tell me that you can't register your ATV? I lost it. And it's still required to be registered. I guess what they're letting us do is if we've got a bill of sale, we keep that in the glove box of the snowmobile, and then they will let it go. But you're supposed to set up an appointment with the Secretary of State. Who knows when that appointment will be, and they'll let you in the door. But a lot of people are just going with their bill of sale.
That's how they've always done it here. Here in Wisconsin for both.
Yeah.
There's snowmobiles and ATVs.
Fishing with Christina. Hello. Good to see you. We are at our 1 hour mark. So we're going to get off here next week. We're going to be at Stanley. Is it your turn, right?
Is it my turn next week?
I believe it is, and I'm teaching next week.
Keep your fingers crossed. If
If I'm not teaching.
if John is not a complete asshole,
Wow.
and if the weather permits, I would be totally happy doing the live stream from the beach next week.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh,
what
wait, you're
beach
not
did
off
you go
next week.
to?
Oh, I might not be able to.
No,
I might
supposed
not be able to
off
pull through on that.
Yeah, and we're trapped here today.
That is a fantastic shirt, Grant. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Okay.
envious of that
I'm
shirt.
liking it. It's pretty cool.
Thank you, Playing Hooky and Avid Outdoors podcast, for sending me the t-shirt.
That is pretty cool.
We got some people coming in late. Sunfish Assassin, New Bowl, hello. If you guys don't know A&J Outdoors, Haulin Ash, or Stanley Orchard, their links are in the description. We'll be at one of their channels next week. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, have a great day.
Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Cheers.
Peace out.